Are we actually friends? Spotting emotional abuse in friendships. Hi, I'm Neha Patel.
I'm Aliko.
And I'm Sarvi Masta.
Seneca once said that one of the most beautiful qualities of true friendship is to understand and to be understood.
Before we begin, we'll have you guys fill out the short survey to evaluate your knowledge on the topic.
Before we begin, let's talk about what we're going to cover today. We will first be introducing emotional abuse in friendships before moving on to the importance of understanding emotional abuse in friendships. Then we'll be talking about the impacts of understanding this topic and data that shows how important this topic is before moving on to what we should do if we understand and if we see emotional abuse in friendships, and also who to contact and why it is important to us.
So, for a quick statistic, 4 in 5 of North American high school students have reported experiencing at least one act of victimization in their friendships over the past 3 months.
Now, to begin with a short introduction, peer victimization isn't just a term. It's actually a reality for far too many people, whether it's through bullying, exclusion, or manipulation. Repeated negative actions by others can cause deep emotional distress. Research tells us that 20 to 30% of children experience this kind of harm. But here's the thing, peer victimization doesn't always end in childhood. For many, it follows them into adulthood, shaping how they view themselves and their relationships. And then there are toxic friendships, the kind that drain your energy, erode your self-esteem, and leave you feeling worse off than before. You might be surprised to learn that 84% of women and 75% of men report having had a toxic friend at some point in their lives. These friendships can be just as damaging as bullying, if not more so, because they often come with a sense of betrayal and confusion. So, why does this even matter? Because emotional well being isn't just about physical health or external success, it's about feeling safe, valued, and supported in the relationships that shape our lives. That brings us to the importance of this presentation.
In today's society, peer victimization is extremely at large. Over the past 20 years, friendships have become a lot more diverse, and this allows for more peer victimization to enter friendships. And when more peer victimization shows up, more emotional abuse in friendships show up, which is why when emotional abuse in friendships is so prevalent in today's society, it's essential to learn about it. Now, another factor to this is social media, because when social media comes in, there are more people online who are seeking attention and farming for affection. And because of this, emotional abuse also now has a cyber face. It is now online as well. And so when it comes to social media literacy, it's essential to actually know about emotional abuse, especially in online friendships, because there's a more likely chance that you are experiencing emotional abuse in a friendship that's online than in person due to social media. Alongside this, there's also the loneliness epidemic, in which a person may not be alone, but they do feel lonely because they feel that nobody understands them. And that can also lead to emotional abuse, because if someone shows up in their loneliness epidemic state and they think that they have a good friend, but they're actually abusing them, that's something that is essential to learn about. Therefore, peer victimization being at large, as well as social media and the loneliness epidemic, just show how essential it is to learn about emotional abuse in friendships. But let's move on.
Now, you might be wondering what this could look like in your friendships or in the environment around you. Well, some ways to identify this are if your friend lies to you, your friend constantly ghosts you or doesn't include you in things. They either pressure you for large gifts or gaslight you into thinking that it was a tiny gift. Your friend could give you the silent treatment or make you feel bad by constantly criticizing you, even if it's through tiny jokes. Or your friend doesn't seem to respect your boundaries or time after you've made them very clear.
So, when you're facing peer victimization or toxic friendship, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or even powerless. So, how can you handle this? First, you can detach yourself from the situation, give yourself space to process what's happening. Sometimes, stepping back, even temporarily, can help you see the situation more clearly. Set boundaries. If someone is consistently hurting you, it's okay to distance yourself, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. You could also talk about your emotions to a trusted friend or adult, or try out journaling as an outlet. Furthermore, if you're not ready to talk to someone you know, trained professionals can provide a safe, confidential space, and we'll show you guys some of those helplines in the next slide. Above all else, prioritize activities that recharge you and always celebrate the small wins.
So, a few helplines that can help you out are the NAMI helpline, in which you can call or you can text. There's also the teen line, which is call only, and the crisis text line, which is text only. These three helplines are national and they can actually help you by letting you talk to a certified peer counselor. Now, if you want a little more personalized experience, you can also talk to state helplines. For example, Arizona's state helpline is Teen Lifeline, and Hawaii's is Hawaii Cares 988. These allow you to talk to someone who is in your location, and that leads to a more demographically personalized experience, which can then help you out. But how is this project beneficial to us as health professionals?
This project helps health professionals prevent mental health crises, improve patient outcomes, and strengthen community trust while giving you the tools to address a root cause of suffering.
As future healthcare providers, we have to realize that patients rarely walk into clinics and openly admit that they're trapped in toxic relationships. Instead, they might present with chronic fatigue, unexplained migraines, or other symptoms. And if we only prescribe medications or focus on their physical symptoms, we are putting a bandage on what's actually a much deeper wound. Understanding the mechanics of emotional abuse allows us to practice actual trauma-informed care, and it trains us to spot the red flags during a routine assessment, like extreme self-blame or a lack of a social support network. Overall, this knowledge helps us ask the right screening questions in the future and could help us connect patients to more psychological resources that would be beneficial to them.
More than this, healthcare is also highly collaborative. So, recognizing emotional abuse is essential to colleagues and professional relationships in the healthcare field. This can lead to healthier workplace boundaries, it can help prevent burnout, and it can help foster psychologically safe team environments in the healthcare setting. And this, in the end, is not only better for the healthcare professional, but also for the patient because a more emotionally stable healthcare professional leads to better care and a better patient. But alongside this, how is this project beneficial to you as a person, friend, or a future health professional?
Well, this presentation helps you recognize toxic friendships before they drain you. It gives you clear steps to protect your emotional health and shows you when to step away before it becomes too emotionally draining.
From a friend's perspective, learning the signs of emotional abuse means that you notice these subtle shifts before your friend completely disappears into isolation. It changes you from being a simple bystander into someone who can spot gaslighting or manipulation early. And you don't necessarily need to act as your friend's therapist, but you just need to be the person who validates the reality and says something to the effect of that you notice that they're stressed or that you're there whenever they need to talk. These simple and single observations can help keep friends from losing their overall sense of self.
And as a future health professional, learning how to detect emotional abuse in friendships and how to handle emotional abuse in friendships can be beneficial to you, not only as someone who works in the future healthcare professional setting around other future health professionals, but also someone who is going to school to be a future health professional, because these are part of bedside manners that can actually help you later on. But how do you think this project is beneficial to you? Let us know in the post test, which will be shown next. These are our references. Thank you.